Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Champions Podcast. We hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I know we did. And so we're going to talk about that today, and also it's New Year's, and that's always exciting. And I'm definitely looking forward to what God has in store for 2026. Hard to believe that 2025 is already wrapped up, but it was a huge year for me because that's the year I got my kidney in April, which is actually my biggest Christmas present, I say, because it wasn't wrapped under the tree, but it helped me be able to enjoy Christmas this year. I could take it all in, could feel good, be able to enjoy the festivities, the food. So I just feel immensely blessed to just have the gift of life. And then January 18th, I'm actually 6 years out from my second double lung transplant. So that's another victory. And I have several things planned, like going to some women's, South Carolina women's basketball games and going to some concerts. And so I'm really looking forward to 2026 and just like I said, just so blessed. And me and Champ will actually be seeing each other in March, which is exciting.
Yep.
And I'll let him tell you, but he actually pulled off a awesome surprise for his girlfriend Kelsey on Christmas. So what was that, Champ?
I did. So she and I, along with Heather and her mom, will be going to see Phil Wickham on the 28th of March. Really looking forward to that. And just really excited about just that time of worship. I think from my perspective, I'm just really looking forward to, again, that time of worship and just kind of getting away and not being a part of worship, but just being filled. So we're really looking forward to that time. And seeing Heather.
Yeah, and it's exciting for us because I hadn't actually seen you since I had my kidney, but Phil is
You
obviously
hadn't seen me even before that, so there's some.
yeah, that's true. Phil Wickham is actually such an awesome guy. For those that don't know, it's really cool because a year before he came to Myrtle Beach, and I actually got on stage with him, and he held a prayer for me to get a kidney, and so that's really special. And so it'll be just a few days before being a full year of my kidney transplant when I go. But we also have awesome seats. We're on the floor,
We
just
are.
a
So
few
we're
rows back. So I'm ready to see. Champ says he doesn't fanboy, but I have a feeling when he sees Phil and the Holy Spirit, he's going to a little bit.
it is what it is. It'll
I'll make
be
sure I have a camera angling that way to capture all the moments.
well,
Now, I really do want to capture the moments. And if you don't know me, I pretty much record every single song people do because I like to be able to look back and just feel it all over again. So I will be that person that's recording. But
well, I don't care.
yeah, we're really excited about that and counting down the days. But what else are you excited about for 2026?
So there's a lot of things. So this one might be not a long episode, but it might be pretty intense. So I think there's a lot of things. So I'm just gonna go through the list. Christmas, first of all, Christmas was great. Just a really special time. I'm very blessed. This has been an awesome year. It's been a difficult year at times, but it's also been an awesome year. I did a sermon this past Sunday on the 28th. That's up entitled "Look at All the Lord Has Done," and so I walked through what I consider to be the three most meaningful moments or services that we had as a part of our church here at St. Matthew. And there were people that were very touched by it because it made it very personable. It made the whole service very personable, but it made the scriptures come alive because the way I did it was, so there was a service when I had a tragedy, the day before. So that was the main one. That was the first service that really impacted me. The second one was a baptismal service for one of our members. One of their grandchildren had asked me if I would baptize them, and that was really, really special. And so, broken to be blessed, washed to be cleansed, and then resurrected to be redeemed. And so the resurrection or that service was actually the Easter sunrise service that we did in conjunction with one of the other churches that I formerly pastored here, and so it was kind of our sister church for a long time, and so we did that with that current pastor. He and I are very close, and just at his pond, and so it was really, really special on New Year's Eve, and so I did that on Sunday, and so that was just really, really great, just encapsulating the whole year. Um, Christmas is always special, but it was really special this year just that Leighton is married, and so I have the sister-in-law, and so we got to kind of experience some of that and some of the newness of those traditions and some newness for us. And so it was really special in those regards as well. But yeah, Christmas for me is just super, super special. It's not like for me, it's not all about the lights. It's not all about the gifts. It's just the time and the memories and the traditions that we make. And so those have been really, really special.
And
But
it's
some things.
kind of referring, you mentioned that it isn't about all the material things because I even have a song coming out on the 16th that some of the lyrics, the first part of the lyric says, how do I thank the man that rescued me, took the nails gladly so I can live? And that's really what I think about Christmas. Obviously, Christmas is the birth of Jesus, our Savior, but
Absolutely.
it's just reflecting on we even have this day because of that.
We do.
Without Jesus, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have the day. It wouldn't mean it would just be a regular day. I
It
mean, but
would.
because we have a Savior, and you mentioned, I want to bring back really quick before you perceived what you were saying. You said about looking back on this year. And of course, I had gone through some extremely difficult things, but then April 8th was an unexpected twist in a beautiful way because I got my organ. But I actually shared it on Facebook this morning and it said, as you look back on the past year, you will see God's hand in both blessing and hardship. In all seasons, He was with you. And I think, sometimes we think at the time, why are we going through this? Why would He make us go through this? I don't want to feel this. But when you look at the pieces, like even and this may sound really crazy, but when people say about, oh, well, you had to go through so much, what if being on dialysis was the story? What if I was supposed to go through that so I would get the blessing again? What if that was supposed to be what brought people into my story to see God? I never said I want people to see Heather. I said I want people to see Jesus when they look at my story. And so I just look at it, maybe what I went through was part of the plan,
Mm.
that I just couldn't see. And so I know there's so many people, and especially going into a new year, that may be facing tremendous difficulty. And I think the biggest thing is obviously we can't erase your pain, your grief, none of that. But I would just encourage you to know that there's a Savior there that maybe it's not going to wash away your problem, but He will walk with you in your problem.
Mm.
And I think that's just very important to know that it's okay and it will be okay. We don't know how that looks, but He does.
Mm.
And so I'm going to let Champ proceed with what he was saying because I just wanted people to know that because I know obviously we're sitting here giddy and joyful, and I know some people don't feel that way, and it's okay, but just don't give up hope.
Mm. So before, as I go on, as I continue, one of the things I want to share before we get into like what we've got looking forward into the new year is I have a practice, and I'm not like a huge fan of these types of things, and some people may have disagreements as to like I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't pick and choose, but a couple years ago, I'm considered and started building the practice of making either a word or a scripture passage just that I reflected on every year. And and so I've been doing that for several years. And so if you look on like my public page or some of my even some from time to time, you'll see it on my personal social media platforms. It'll be my picture album will be referenced as that. And so this year the word is commitment. I'm committed to anything. So whatever I say that I'm gonna do, my hope is and my pursuit is to do that thing. If we say we're gonna do this, we're gonna strive to do that. Now, d can things happen? Can goals and perspectives be shifted? Absolutely. But I just want to be committed to what's in front of me. And I this year I said I'm not setting goals. I'm not setting goals or what I want to do. But I'm going to be committed to whatever I say that we're going to do for that day. And so the word is commitment, and then the passage that I'm going to reference back and forth throughout the year comes from Colossians. Um, chapter 3, verse 23 and 25. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are striving to please. And so whatever you do, do it as working for the Lord. Like don't do it for those that you love. Do things for them. I'm not, let's be clear, do things for them to make them feel supported and seen. But whatever you do, do it with greatness. And so I just wanted to jump in with that before I stepped into what we've got looking forward to. First and foremost, I just am really excited to be able to serve the church another year. The church year usually falls from that January 1 to the end of December 31st. Sometimes it can do the July 1 thing. I know that in July of 23 was when we disaffiliated. And so that was kind of the start of the new birthing of the new church. But really and truly, it starts in that January 1. So this year, a couple things we're going to do with the church. I'm going to be preaching through scripture. So we're going to do a Bible reading plan, the Bible recap by Tara Lee Cobble. I'm really looking forward to that. I did that a little bit last year and just fell in love with it. And so we're doing that at the church, starting that not this week, but the week after. And so I'm really going to hone in on being committed and all in to what we have in regards to that. And you'll be seeing a lot of that. And just like in the moments, I'm all about the moments this year. It's all about the present. It's not about what I'm praying for, what I'm hoping for. It's like what is right smack dab in front of me. And that got me thinking when you were talking about like your kidney. Like what if the dialysis was part of the story? What if God had that in store to help you see, have an even clearer vision of what you have now? And so I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait. I'm actually so when we get off of this broadcast, that's gonna be the rest of my day. Is just preparing for that, and so I'm really excited about that. And then also, I'm really looking forward to the second year of the podcast. I really think so. Like I think by the time we get to like March or June, March, April, May, or June, that'll be the official first year that we've kind of done this consistently, week after week. And it's like at times it may have felt like monotonous for both of us, but I think we've really enjoyed it and we've really come to respect it. And it's done. This part two or season two is really just kind of taken off. We have some really special folks that are coming on. One of them really excited about. I think it's February that he's coming on. I'm not going to give names yet because I
Mhm.
don't want to jinx that. I really want to because I'm really excited about what the Lord's going to do in that. And just like
And for
I think
anyone that has a story or thinks of someone that has
that
a
would
story
be,
that they want the spotlight on, please feel free to message us and let us know because Champ and I have enjoyed this so much because we can give spotlight on so many stories. Like, it's not just about cerebral palsy and cystic fibrosis and organ donation. Like, we have infertility, we may have addiction, we may have just somebody that shares their journey of coming to Christ. Like, we are so broad with what we want to share because we like doing that. And that's not just the pastor and champ doing, like, I like doing it too because it gives a chance for other people to get out their comfort zone and share an impact.
Mhm.
And like we had obviously Emily that came on and that was maybe a little bit out of her comfort zone, but the response she got, I mean, people just uplifting her and saying they were praying for her. I mean, she was even overwhelmed with the
She
response she got.
was, and I think it's so cool because when you and I started in season one, we really just were trying to figure this whole thing out. I might I say, a little immature. We were literally trying, and we're still immature. I don't think that I've mastered anything, but we were literally just trying it, and then we kind of just fell. And then after your second or your kidney, it was just like something sparked, and just the response that we've gotten. And the funniest thing, the things that you don't think people are paying attention to, those are the things that people are paying attention to. I go and get the chance to speak at different churches from time to time. And I have people that introduce me and have had this happen. People will introduce me and say he has a podcast, and I'm like, "What? How did you like?" And I'm not trying to hide it. I'm really not, and that's not the reason that I get kind of taken back by it, but the fact that people are listening to it, and
Mhm.
it's not all about the rave reviews. I mean, those are wonderful. Y'all, those help us, and those help get the word out. But the fact that people are listening, and sometimes people that aren't responding are still listening. So that's
Mhm.
why it's not about the quantity, it's the quality of the content. And so, like, that's why I'm so excited about it because I really think that this person, one of the folks that's coming on in 2026, is just going to really ramp it up a little bit. And I'm ready for that
And
because I
we
know
know that sometimes people don't have a lot of time in their day. We totally understand that. But we do encourage, like, even if it's a 35-minute episode, an hour, like with Wes, it was an hour and like 4 minutes long. I know that for some people, they don't have an hour at a time, but just pause it, go back to it and listen to the other half. Like,
yeah,
you
go
will
get
be
back and
really
listen.
be blown away by some of the just statements that are made with people that I think can really, you never know what someone is going through or what they're not saying they're going through. And sometimes just hearing someone else go through it is really like therapy. It's like
Listen,
saying,
I
I'm not
have
alone.
18 and I have 17, 16, 17, 18-year olds who some friends of mine and young teenagers that I mentor that came and hung out with me this weekend, and they literally said, yeah, I listened. I've listened. I can't wait to hear another story. And I'm like, what? You crazy? You listened to that? Okay. So like people are listening to it, and that was just really encouraging. I'll give you a short story about the one with West. So, and I usually don't like to do this. Heather might scorn me for doing this later, but it's okay. Because I usually don't like to throw names. But the story with West, the one that took an hour and like 4 minutes, whenever we got done with that one, and that had been a really just an interesting weekend, and so a busy one, and so we got done, and one of the persons that he kept referencing, or I kept referencing in youth ministry, was one of the kids that he had mentored and had been a part of his youth group, and that person is Chris, who was on our podcast a couple months back. And so at the end of that episode, or like last week or the week before when it came out, I texted Chris and I said, you need to like I'd really like it if you'd go back and listen to it. Like we didn't directly drop your name, but you were referenced quite a bit. And so the other day he said I came back and listened to it the other day, and it was just really, really good. And so just knowing that you don't do it for the fanfare and for the encouragement, but just to know that those things are happening is really cool.
Well, it's even like with ministry. I look at it that, or even like when I wrote my first book and I'm writing a second, or maybe it's my songs. I don't do it to get a million views. Like, of course, that's cool
That'd be
because that
great. Yeah.
means that means more people are reached. But you never know with the 10 people that it could reach what it could do to impact their life. Because you could have a million people watch it, but you could only have 100 people that took that material and really processed it. I mean,
Mhm.
there's so many people that just click and scroll, click and scroll. And so it's really about just processing. And so we do appreciate every single person that listens to our podcast and supports us individually and together. And I think it's just really cool we can put the spotlight on so many stories. And that's always what I've wanted to do is make people feel like maybe we're not walking the same story, but we can walk together and have support and just know that you're not alone and there's people that support you. And I mean, even the one we had that went to prison and then had changed her life around, like that's the kind of stories we like to feature too, because we believe in redemption, we believe in people coming to Christ, we believe in learning from a bad mistake, we believe in everything about just sharing stories and making an impact. That's what Champ and I like to do is just make an impact.
Listen, it's funny that you were talking about Porsche because listen, that was one that I actually shared on my Instagram, and I go back to that all the time just to hear her say the one question that I asked her, and it's not even the whole episode. It was just that one question. I was just like, oh, that's cool. And so like, if I had to think about episodes that really impacted me, and this is just from me. This is Heather and I have not talked about these. The one that we did with mom, I think really
Mhm.
that one really helped us. That really helped both of us.
I agree
Our
with my
mom,
mom too, because I think it gave them an opportunity to
yeah,
share
our
what
mom
they
helped
may,
us.
because the mic is always on us. And so
Hmm.
we wanted to put the microphone on them. And I'm sure they could talk for days and days about what they've experienced, but it was really cool to do
What they
that.
would like to change about us. I know mine would
And
love to change a lot about me.
I wanted to share too, but you said about people coming up to you about the podcast. I actually went to my cousin Dena Joy's church. She was on the podcast, and she was singing in the Christmas performance. And I'm going to share that video actually at the end of this episode because
Please do.
it was just so powerful. And we had a few of the people that were also in the performance that was talking about, they followed my page and they listened to my music, and my mom said, well, they have the podcast. And so she was actually going to check out the podcast as well. And it's just simple things like one person listens, they share it, someone else doesn't. That video of I call her Aunt Dina, obviously, because she's older, just out of respect. And obviously, that's just what the family has done. So, but she's really my cousin. And that video on my Facebook this morning had 51,000 views. 5,100, sorry, 5,100 views, 5,100 views. On TikTok, it had over 600, and on my Facebook, it had over 400. So you add up all that, that's how many people were impacted by that performance. And I just listened to that, and it's just like, I love CeCe Winans. And I came up to her and I was like, why didn't you sing that at my house? Because I was not expecting her to sing Come Jesus Come. I was expecting in the Christmas performance, maybe like Oh Holy Night or
Or
But
Christmas, yeah.
and so when she came out with that, I was like, oh, you could have heard a pin drop in there. I mean, everybody was just so eyes glued, listening to every word she was singing. And so that was really, really special. But I think it's just, my thing is just captivating, whether it's in living. I like to just live. If people say all these grand plans, well, yeah, I like to do things. It's just daily life, just living daily life. Like that's what I'm excited for, just to get up, have a normal routine, and live daily life. Like that's such a blessing people take for granted. And so I'm glad that I've gone through what I have. Not that it wasn't difficult, but because it's given me the perspective I have and the way I live. And I know Champ feels the same way with what he goes through, but it's really that I feel, and I heard this not long ago, and it stuck with me. It was that God, obviously, God has a plan for all of us. He really does. But there's certain people that I think He chooses, just like He did back in the Bible times, that are supposed to be more of a messenger. They're supposed to have that. There was a social media famous uh, 9-year old girl that had recently passed away from cancer. She had captivated millions of people, and she never complained. But it said it during the service that God chooses. It was a virtual service. Some people are just put to be more of a messenger and to have their testimony be what draws people to God more. And I feel that, not that I think I have an ego and I'm more special than someone else, but I believe what that was saying, because think about if Champ and I didn't have the circumstances we had. Would we be the same
Life would be
people?
completely different.
Exactly. And so, because of our story, like my story, I know I've had people say they were praying for me. I didn't even have a clue who they were,
Mm.
but they would see a story and say, I'm learning about this. I'm praying for you. I mean, it could be people that said, I don't usually pray, but I'm praying for you. Like, I feel there's such a power in that, but I also want people to know that the same power that's in Jesus, He put in you. And I know that some people say, well, I can't do that. Or they may be facing something in 2026 that they just say, I can't do that. But with God, He will provide what you need to keep going. It may not be perfect, but life doesn't have to be perfect in order for you to appreciate it. And so I just hope and pray that people do have a 2026 that is positive. Obviously, I don't have control over that, but that's my prayer. And if people do, then just don't give up hope. There's always something to be grateful for. And I know Champ and I are just so grateful and so excited for the new year. And we also hope that everybody has a safe new year. And Champ is going to wrap the rest of this one up.
I am because I want to encourage. I, I, I don't like when people do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Normally, I really want to encourage people to write this year. And I don't care if you write. This is the journal. Okay, this is one. This is volume
20 or
11.
something.
11. So this is the newest one. I started it like a week ago. Um, write. I don't care if you're not a writer. Write it down. Write it down. If you can't do it this way, use this. Like, do it because I'm telling you, when I go back and look at all these and think, wow, like that's how I was able to go back and do the sermon from last week. That's how I'm going to do this one from for this week coming up. Write, find something, write stuff down, tape it. I'm not telling you to be a hoarder. I don't like clutter. This office looks a hot mess. I'm hoping that by the time we do the next episode, some of this is going to be cleaned off. The back is going to be cleaned off. It's going to look a little nicer. write stuff down. And I'm not saying for notes, just write it down, get it out of here, get it off of here. Right, even if it's nothing but a prayer.
And honestly, if you don't even want to write, another thing, like if somebody says, I just can't do writing, take a short video on your phone and just save it and don't
Do
share it to
I
no one.
Heck, I don't care.
Mhm.
Write it through the video. I mean, put it out. And I'm not saying, and when I say put it out, I'm not saying put it out for the world to see. Have it for you to be able to look back on and say, this is where the Lord met me. Because these have been transformational. These have, like, this has been my lifeline. These have been so rewarding, and I'm so, like, just, I can't say enough. Because when I write stuff down, when I record stuff on my phone, when I take pictures, even if it's pictures, I don't care. A picture a day, I don't care. Even if it's just a picture, like, listen, I'm so crazy. I just, like, do on my Snapchat streaks. I, like, will do a Snapchat streak of a black picture, just a plain black background, and I'll write a phrase. Today I'm praying for you, and I'll save it. And I'll look back and I'll be like, wonder what I was praying for that. Oh, I do remember what I was praying for that day. Like, it's just so refreshing. So find a way to connect, and be in a relationship with people. Um, doesn't matter if you don't agree with them, doesn't matter if you always get along with them. Doesn't matter if in the middle of the year they make you so mad you want to scream. Find connection, find
And
relational.
call people more than text. It doesn't hurt to pick up the phone and say 15 seconds of, hey, how are you doing? Just wanted to check in on you. Love you. Bye.
That's it. Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Wow, that does something for people. And so, like, everybody says I'm tired. Listen, I'm very tired. This has been a long Christmas. The whole year thing of December coming so early, and we had so much going on, and I've been nonstop, and I'm about to be on. It's okay because I can tell you when we finish this episode today, I know that this is going to mean something to somebody because I know what's coming for us. I know what's coming for people. And that is when they find hope and purpose and meaning and they write stuff down and they go back months afterwards. Wow, God did that. Wow, I did that with that person. Wow, that touched me in that kind of way. Like, it does something for the human heart.
It
And
does. And
so
I actually video documented my kidney transplant this time. I didn't write as much, but that was just because half of the time I didn't feel good. So I would just, do a short video and I have a hard drive where I have each transplant and I can look back at that stuff and go, wow. So I agree with just document, connect and
document it.
document.
I don't care. I don't care if it's sticky notes. Heck, go buy you a thing of sticky notes from the Dollar Tree. Or if you want me to buy them and mail them to you, I'll buy them and mail them to you. That's how passionate I am about this kind of stuff because I've had so much taken from me in this life, but I've had so much more given through things like this. And so just know. And I'm gonna do something that I don't do, and that is just ask that you consider what do you want Jesus to do for you in 2026. Don't set a New Year's resolution. I hate them because by February it's like let's go work out. By February I'm still sitting on my
With a
couch
cupcake.
watching TV, or yeah, with a cupcake or bonbons as I used to hear as a kid. What do you want the Lord to do for you? What are you asking Jesus for? What do you need him to do? Tell him. That's it. So we hope that you enjoyed today's kind of Christmas recap, and looking forward into the new year. It's been a joy to have some of your time and some of your energy. I'm just excited. I'm ready to get off this call so I can start doing the next thing. But we're excited about what's to come for the Champions podcast and for each of you. So I pray that you have a wonderful new year, and we're looking forward to what's ahead.
You have the pen, so write your story well, and please stay just about 3 minutes after this episode ends so you can watch Dena Joye's performance of Come Jesus Come. You won't regret it.
You
God
won't
bless you
regret that.
all.
That was awesome.
Times I fall on my knees to pray. Come, Jesus, come. Let today be the day. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna break. I'm holding on to a hope that won't fade. Come, Jesus, come. We've been waiting so long for the day you return to heal every hurt and right every wrong. We need you right now. Come and turn this around. Deep down I know this world isn't home. Come, Jesus, come. There'll be no more war. There'll be no chains when Jesus comes. Let today be the day. He'll come for the weak and the strong just the same, and all will believe in the power of His name. Come, Jesus, come. We've been waiting so long for the day you return to heal every hurt and right every wrong. We need you right now. Come and turn this around. Deep down I know this world isn't home. So come, Jesus, come. Come, Jesus, come. One day He'll come. We'll stand face to face. Come and lay it all down. 'Cause it might be